Everyone, welcome to another live stream. It's been a while. I kind of missed this. So basically in this video, I'm going to be talking about budget and Perma-Shelf whiskies and then the premium stuff. Because the thing is, I think everyone watching my channel, you guys all have different budgets. And so if I'm like, get this one, and you're like, that's too expensive. Or I'm like, get this one, and you're like, well, actually the 30-year-old is a much better whiskey. So we're going to do three different things, and I'm bringing in both Jeffs this time. It won't be a super long live stream, and yeah, it's a bit last minute. It's good to be back. So just quickly, who's in the comments here? Donna's Pass is in. Good to have you in. And Simon is in. Hi guys, this should be interesting. And yeah, we've got a bunch of you coming in. Good to see you all. Hey Dave Swift's in. Always got great whiskey selections, Dave. But yeah, without I'm just, what am I doing at the moment? I've currently just got like this, I got this random whiskey recently. It's like a New Zealand, it's a bourbon, but finished in New Zealand cask. So it's been kind of an easy sipper now here in New Zealand. But yeah, let's jump over to the Jeffs. I'll put my headphones in. Hopefully I won't hear myself still. And I first need to grab, bear with me. Let's go to, there he is. How are ya?
Cheers, buddy. How you doing?
Good. And let's bring the other boy in. Is that working? There we go.
There he is.
Good morning.
Looking slick, son. Looking slick.
Tired and sweaty, more like tired and sweaty.
So for those who don't know, well, I mean, obviously I'm in a different hemisphere. Our toilet water goes a different way than old Jeff. How am I going to differentiate between both of you? Jeff.
I feel like you need numbers, man.
Yeah. G Whiskies Alpha Jeff, and then
why don't we just call you Shady Jeff?
Shady Jeff.
Shady Jeff.
I'll take that.
And G
Sexy
Whiskey.
Jeff.
So Sexy Jeff and Swamp Donkey.
Wait, who's who there?
Just nod your head. Just nod your head.
Yeah. So, Shades Jeff. He's what time is it there in the UK?
It's 7:30 in the morning.
Brilliant. So we've got
Which
me,
is
who's going to be
prime
slightly
time.
tipsy. We've got you, who's going to be just woken up, and then yeah. And so before we get into our budget bangers, I want to talk to you a little bit about your cool bar. You're like actually selling whiskey now or something.
Yeah, it's a new kind of adventure. We opened a bar here in Taipei, in Taiwan, a few weeks back. I'm the only bartender, so I've been kind of working myself to the bone. I'm there 6 or 7 days a week, but I mean, it's pretty fun so far. Like, part of the fun of having a bar is you're going to meet a lot of interesting people. We've had walk-ins that are just like whiskey fans, or we've even had whiskey industry guys walk in, and yeah, so far so good. It's been fun. Need you fellas to come over to Taipei and hit up the bar at some point.
Kane, tell one of your rich friends over there. Tell them to bring us over. That'd be good.
Yeah, we'll definitely need funding because I'm a new business owner and I am poor.
Man, it must be wild. Like going, yeah, I can't imagine the hospitality. Like, so like when people come in, there was a video I saw you at the bar talking about like what people buy. It's interesting when the difference between us enthusiasts and like what we like to pick, and the same things come up again. I mean, you look at the online Scotch Whisky Awards, it's your Aaron 10s and your Springbanks and stuff. But it sounds like that's different to actually the people coming into a cocktail bar on a Friday night. They're going for
I think it's once you get into whiskey, it's important once you become an enthusiast to remember that you're not normal. You're a strange, odd person, and it's a very niche interest. So like the people that come in, they're ordering some, Dalmore sells really well at the bar. Stuff that, we kind of dismiss is typically some of the best selling stuff. Obviously stuff like Johnny Walker does well. And, it breaks my heart a little bit, but I can't judge. There's people who will have a fine 18-year-old single malt and they'll put it on the rocks, It's one of those things. People are going to drink it how they're going to like it, you know.
Yeah.
And they're not enthusiasts. They just want to relax. Typically, smooth and easy going is what they're going for. So you see a lot of that at the bar, and you kind of have to leave your enthusiast card at the door.
And then so do you have to be smooth and easy going as well with them?
Yeah. I'm still working on that. We'll call that a work in progress. No, it's fine. I mean, generally the people that come in are lovely. So, I mean, it is fun running a bar. Obviously, you get the odd drunkard, but for the most part, everyone's just, there to have a good time.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyone watching this, either if it's on the replay or right now, yeah, if you're in Taiwan, what's it called? The 18.
It's called the 18. Yeah, it's also a cigar lounge, but I always try and sort of tell people we're a whiskey bar downstairs and the cigars are upstairs, so it's not going to be like this, smoky cloud as soon as you walk in the door. If you just want cocktails, drinks, whiskey, you can just hang out downstairs and it's not going to be a cigar lounge. But upstairs we do have cigars as well.
Oh man, how good. Oh, well, let's jump into
a little bit of marketing there. Carry on.
yeah, some marketing info. Yeah. I'll send you an invoice later.
Yeah, do that.
So yeah, we're going to be talking about, as I sort of said in the intro, like I find when people on my channel, I often get criticized, like if I say something that's like a budget banger, people are like, oh, that's not that good. Or if I go something like expensive, people are like, that's too expensive. Or if you go something in the middle, they're like, oh, but that 12-year-old's not as good as the 30-year-old. Like that's, so in this video, it's kind of like, well, let's, for everyone, a budget pick, kind of your Perma-Shelf pick, and budget pick, what I like to call the sort of defensive whiskey in some ways. Sometimes it's almost sometimes a whiskey I have that stops me from drinking the nicer stuff, or something I like to put in cocktails, or just a good go-to. Don't feel bad about, someone comes around who knows nothing about whiskey, can share it with them. And yeah, Perma-Shelf, that sort of go-to classic, just would always replace it. And then finally premium whiskey where, it's a special occasion, like, I don't know, a special occasion. Like if you buy a new horse or something, you can, I don't know, that kind of stuff.
It's more like buy a donkey here.
If you buy a new donkey, then you get a nice whiskey for it. That's normally what I do.
Yep. By the way, while we were setting up this chat, we had a little WhatsApp group going on, and the title of that group is called Swamp Donkeys, which is appropriate, I felt.
Yeah, it's very fitting. Too fitting.
Maybe that should be our new podcast, The Swamp Donkeys. Swamp Donkeys. I'm sure there's somewhere I could get the word whiskey in there somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who's going to start? Do you want to start, Bar Boy?
Bar Boy. Bar Boy. Oh, yeah, fine. I'll deal with it. Bar Boy. Yeah, Bar Boy picks Bushmills Black Bush, which is an Irish whiskey. And it is, I don't know about other markets. It might be a little bit more expensive elsewhere. Typically, that is the case. It is, I believe it's just a blended Irish whiskey, but it's well sherried. It's a simple whiskey, but you can get it for here about like 25 American, roughly. And, it's nothing to write home about, but it's great in cocktails. And if you just want this sort of like easygoing, sherried sipper, not very demanding, but hits the spot, that was the first thing that kind of popped into my mind. Have you guys had this one?
I haven't actually. Have you had it, Jeff?
I've had it once just because I'm immature and the name made me laugh and I saw it at a bar. So I was like, yeah, let's try a bit of Black Bush.
Yeah, Black Bush, Knob Creek. There's a few.
Yeah. It really appeases us immature people, but I've got like a love-hate relationship with Bushmills. And also I want to apologize for my voice. I don't know what happened as I woke up. Everything was fine yesterday and today. I'm sounding sexier than ever. It was probably to compete with both of you on this channel. Like for this stream, there's no way I could match your awesomeness. So I've had to kind of one-up myself. But yeah, Black Bush, I think, is a good shout. It's much better than the Bushmills 12? Is that the new, or is it the 10? Or did the 10 become the 12?
Honestly, I'm not that familiar with the line. I've had the 16, which I thought was nice, but a little bit underpowered. But the thing is, when you're dealing with something as affordable as it is in my market, 25 bucks, I think, for a liter of it. In fact, here, it's, you know, the 40% doesn't bother me. This is like, you know, it's either cocktail fodder or just this completely mindless sipper. But yeah, I don't know the rest of the line, actually. I'm not too familiar.
What you need to do with that voice is if you've got any videos coming up with voiceover, like now's the best. I find if I'm sick, I'm like, now's the time if I want to do some like voiceover, now's the time to do it. Because then, yeah, you can just, you'll be like Morgan Freeman.
I don't get that comparison often anymore, but it's a case of, yeah, I don't think it sounds like a sexy voice though. My like sore throat voice is not a sexy version.
Right.
It's kind of like it's taken my nasally voice and then just trampled it by donkeys into the ground. This is not beautiful ASMR for people right now.
It's sort of,
Jeff, I think you sound lovely. You sound phenomenal.
It's
but
very
you would
complex.
say that you flirt.
You're right, I would.
Yeah.
It's very complex. It's
I'm
sort of like a
winking
good
too.
whiskey. It's like a good whiskey, right? So it's sort of like 30% Morgan Freeman, and then 20% trampled donkey, and then another 20% drowning cat. And just
I like that.
together,
The compass
all the
box of
notes.
croaky voice. It's a good transparency, a mishmash of it all.
So what's your picks?
My first
Oh, did you
one-
have any more? Did you have any more G whiskey?
Not really. No, I
Sorry.
mean, you know, there's stuff like Glenfiddich 12, which I think is fine as a cheap pour, but no, I didn't really make a comprehensive list.
Okay.
I'm a little bit posh for the entry level stuff. I'm a posh fella, you know.
You're a fancy boy.
You're above that trash.
You said it.
Well,
So once we've gone
let's
from
go to the bogan.
Yeah, going from Regal Jeff to Peasant Pete, we are now. I'm starting with Cutty Sark Prohibition. This is what my channel's built on. It was recently £23 on Amazon. So if you support the bald-headed Bezos, you could have grabbed a bargain. But yeah, 50% ABV, 26 quid here in the UK. Just amazing. Toffee. It works well in any cocktail. I think it gives Ardmore Merkin AD a run for its money for the best like old-fashioned mixer. And that's saying something because I love an Ardner fashion. But yeah, Cutty Sark Prohibition, just bags of toffee. Oh, and it just, wet cardboard. It just gets me going. That one does.
Yeah, that does sound good. Especially the cardboard bit. I do remember when we were going through that shop. Yeah, that was the one you were like, I actually still haven't had a bottle yet of the Prohibition. I should. Every time I see it, it's like so good value. But for me, and this is probably what's interesting in all three of our markets, is that I find I've had comments for some people in their markets, they don't get this as cheap. But here in New Zealand, I get this for like a really good price, and I've probably already talked about it a lot. And it's going to be the Virgin Oak Deanston. I just find, I've just been enjoying it. Sort of like can put in a cocktail, and it's sort of around the same price as some of the kind of cheaper blends. And 46% unchill filtered. And I also, I was skeptical on the Virgin Oak thing, but I don't know, it seems to work. Don't know if you've had it.
Yeah, I've had that one. That one's nice. It's also, I think, around $25 US here, and it's just a nice, easy pour.
Man, you get good prices over there.
It is.
We really do, man. I always feel like I'm bragging in my videos. Genuinely, we're one of the cheapest whiskey markets in the world. And then it's just, this row of complaints in the comments, like it's double, triple the price. So I almost feel bad about it. I didn't do it myself, I'm not charging you that, but my heart goes out. My heart goes out. I am very blessed.
Yeah. And saying that New Zealand, like you can find some good deals. I think, in fact, there's a lot of, I've heard Australians come over and they pack their bags and they take it back because it's just that extra like 10% cheaper. But sort of that sort of like biscuity, light and fruity. Yeah, real good. Not like good, not like amazing will blow your mind. I guess I want to caveat that. Like obviously I want the Deanston 12 or other whiskies. But I think just in terms of like a defensive whiskey, a budget banger, yeah, I think it works quite well. Is there anybody? What is the comment section saying at the moment? What do we got? Very flash for a Tuesday night. Nick Keen's in. Good to have you in. 3 favorite YouTubers. That's pretty good. Even more than Mr. Beast.
I mean, our combined numbers are still abysmal, but you know.
Good to have you in, Raz. Kiwi Gore, NZ time. Yeah, I mean, that's why I got to do it. I feel bad if I don't do a stream every so often because all of us in the Northern Hemisphere don't get to watch anything. Budget pick, surely Glencairn 10. It's actually gone up in price in my market, the Glencairn 10, so I wouldn't put it in the budget section. I'd probably put it in the next section. But, yeah. Phil is the meat in an amazing Jeff sandwich. Oh, that's just a great picture. Barboy and the Swamp Doggies. What a name for a band. Well, I'll get you that. I'll get Shades Boy to make us a new album cover for that. Sorry. I'm getting you guys back for all the different.
Just dishing it out today, aren't you? Yeah. On fire, aren't you, son?
Another person, Coffee. You must be Northern Hemisphere. And morning from Scotland. Someone in from Scotland. Good to have you in. Richie is in. Good to have you in, Richie. And good evening from South Australia. Good to have you in again, Hayden. And Glen Moray. I'd agree with, Glen Moray is a good pick for us. We get that really cheap. And I mean, the other one I was thinking was that Chardonnay cask, Glen Moray. There's some that are a bit rough. One of them was a bit rough, but the Chardonnay one I quite didn't mind.
You know what? Can I say something? Both of your picks I like better than mine. The Prohibition, fantastic. The Virgin Oak, fantastic. And you know that comment that was commenting on Glencairn 10. Our whole thing when we set this up is we wanted like the budgetiest of budget whiskeys, as in, so stuff that would be around 50 American typically. That's more mid-range for the sake of this live stream. And then, everything that would just be like really almost like mixable stuff or cheap as chips. That was what we were going for with the budget range. And good choices, fellas. Better than mine.
Thanks, man.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Also,
I definitely think, we're sort of going for like that supermarket whiskey. Like, imagine if you're going in to buy Johnny Walker Red and then you're like, hang on, let's get something else. Like, that's kind of that sort of price point. Ish. It depends on stuff. But what about your second pick? Maybe I'll start with this one. So for me, I kind of have 2. So I had 2 picks for so this is more, so not so much your like budget defensive whiskey, supermarket whiskey. This is something you can have on the shelf all the time, good value, tasty, and you can normally, for me, I can find this. I've got 2. So one was, which one should I say first? I'll try this one first. So I used to not be able to get this whiskey, but recently it's been on the shelves for a decent amount of time, like quite a decent, even at Whiskey Galore in New Zealand. I think you can still even get it. I was surprised how many of these were around, and I think I prefer it to the sherry cask version. And it's going to be the Kilkerran 8 bourbon cask. This is just really good, 55.6%. Get a dram can. Is it going to work? Check technology. Yeah. Here we go. So we go down a little bit. Now we're just going to see the split up a bit. Here we go. Yeah, so I just think this is a fantastic whiskey, and I'm really enjoying it. It's got that real sort of like pickled fruit, or like it's kind of like light and fruity, but like with that sort of twist, like that sort of heavier kind of umami almost, I'd say. I mean, I could try some. And then my second pick would be let's go back to me. my second pick was going to be this one, which I've just really enjoyed this year. I've talked about it before, and I've just been really enjoying this Kingsbarns Ducot. And that was actually recommended by Dave, one of the patrons who's in the comments here. And he was like, this is great. And so I picked up a bottle, and yeah, I agree. It's been a good pick. And actually, it's funny, I've side-by-side it with the Ardnamurchan 10 a couple of times, and it's kind of changed depending on the night, which one I like better, which has kind of surprised me how much I've liked it. And it just seems to be good value, and it kind of a little bit under the radar still. It hasn't really got the hype of some of these other distilleries. Yeah. And yeah, so that's my thing. Any thoughts on those? You fellas had any of those?
I had the Ducat, but I had the first release of it, and I remember at the time thinking I preferred the Dream to Dram, which I believe was the precursor to the Ducat. They just called it Dream to Dram until it reached a certain age, and then they renamed it. And I remember feeling like the Dream to Dram was a little bit more in my speed, but I've heard that it's since gotten a lot better. So that's one I do want to try, but it's a little bit tough to find in my market. But I do like Kingsbarns. I like their style. And speaking of the Ardnamurchan 10, apparently just these last couple months, they've put out a 10-year-old too at Kingsbarns, which I'm very keen to try.
Yeah, I'm keen to try that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only got it quite recently. It was only like this, because I know it's been out for a while. So I do wonder maybe it was a later batch or something, because I still have a little bit left of my Dream to Dram. And for me, it's probably this is probably, I don't know, I'll have to side-by-side them. I feel like this is a little bit more bourbon cask forward, I think. I don't know. Can't remember.
Yeah, no, for me, I'm with G Whiskey. I'm with Better Jeff. I found Dream to Dram leagues ahead of the Ducat. The Ducat's still a very good whiskey, but I think Dream to Dram kind of caught a bit of magic early on. And the Ducat, I don't know if it was a bit. And I really want to love Kingsbarn, but I'm starting to struggle with them myself personally. Is it the Bell Rock? Is that their cast strength one? And the Balcony, the sherry one? I found them both good, but I was my expectations were set so high from Dream to Dram. So it's been a case of,
I wonder how
I don't know if they quite hit that for me.
Do you think it's like, do they try and use their best casks up front in the first bit? Because normally it's the opposite. So I found, like, say the, what was one? The Lindors was an example. Like the first one I had, not that good. And then I got one later, great. Same with Rasa. Actually, Rasa is probably the most like this. I got one of the very, very early Rasas, and it was, to be honest, I found it a bit rough. But then the recent ones have been great. And I just imagine it's probably just the stock aging. But I don't know why Dream to Dram seems to, be more of a. I wonder what the makeup is, or the, and stuff.
Well, I think it was STR cast, the Dream to Dram. But it is kind of counterintuitive, because oftentimes when you have younger whiskeys like that, you'll say, okay, it might be a little bit young, a little bit rough, but give it a couple of years. And then that's precisely what they did with the Ducat. And I found myself preferring the Dream to Dram, and that doesn't happen much. But for me, the Dream to Dram was just this perfect expression of what a young whiskey could/should be. It wasn't too rough, it wasn't too harsh, but it was very distillate forward. And when I had the version of Ducat that I had, which was one of the first ones they put out, I found the cask influence kind of overwhelmed that spirity side of it, which I liked, because it wasn't a harsh spirit at all. Dream to Dram was so good. I actually bought a couple of backups of it myself. Yeah, I do have to try the newer Ducat. So because I like the brand just based on Dream to Dram, I do want to give them a few extra chances. They won me over very early on, so yeah, we'll see.
Dave said got the 10 Kingsbarns and think Ducat's is a better dram. Interesting. And I saw someone, what was it? He also said the 2025 Kilkerran Bourbon Cask is about it. It's more buttery and rich. Yeah, I love it. It's great. Yeah. It's got, what is that note? It's like a pickled fruit. It's like an apple that's kind of gone off or something.
Yeah, there's almost cider-esque kind of bit to it.
Yeah, it's like it's
Look at
nearly
that,
become
all
cider.
of us.
Yeah, yeah. Family
I would
photo.
like to repeat, it's not even 8 a.m. this morning.
You star. Nice.
If I
That's so good.
Yeah, it's a good Dramo. Because I remember like 3 years ago, the hype was all around the sherry cask one, and the sherry cask one is good because it adds like almost kind of the was it one of the wine? It almost added the astringent tannins in a good way. It was just like big and funky and weird, and kind of just turned the volume right up. Whereas the bourbon cask one is almost much more spirit forward, but man, the spirit's so interesting. It's sort of like light and fruity, but heavy, and it just shows you that, or like it just shows you that like fruit and floral whiskies doesn't necessarily mean they're light. Like there's like a heaviness, a weight to it, almost sort of jammy. What is it? Marmalade or something?
Yeah, for something with lighter, fruitier, almost tropical notes in some, it is delicate in some ways, but then it's just incredibly robust in others.
It's almost like tropical, pineapple syrup almost, as opposed to like Nick Keane said there have been a few Kilkerran Sherry now, but it was the 2019 release at 57.1 that everyone raved about. I don't know which one version I've got. So, all right, who's next? Oh, wait, you guys haven't gone yet. Who's next? I'm going to pick one.
I'll go.
Yeah, you'll go. All right, hang on.
So, I'm sticking with Kilkerran here, but I'm going with the Classic 12, which is, perhaps a little bit predictable, but man, I love that one. That is one I come back to so often. It's such an easy, I wouldn't call it an easy whiskey, but it's such an easy drinker for me, especially someone who's a big Springbank fan. For me, Kilkerran 12 has always been every bit as good as Springbank 10. Some people will agree, some will disagree, but I absolutely love that. It's got a little bit of that Campbelltown funk. It's got almost like a grassiness to it. Its character is a little bit more grassy than what you get out of Springbank, and yeah, man, that's just one that's definitely a Perma-Shelf for me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think it's ever left my shelf really. If it runs out, I'm getting another. It definitely is that if I can get it. But I think in recent times, in 2025, I think there's more chance of me getting it than probably since the pandemic, really, that I can actually get it.
I think you're seeing more and more of it, but it was never that rare. At least it wasn't here. You could always find it, and it was always much more reasonably priced than any kind of Springbank. I'm curious though, if New Zealand, UK, is it substantially cheaper than the 8-year-olds? It should be.
About a tenner in the UK.
Okay.
So it's not hugely different, but also it's staying on the shelves here. You can still buy, was it been 2 weeks, 3 weeks since the latest release? And you can still buy the bourbon matured, and you can still buy the 12. And I don't think the 12's been out of stock probably since the last release now in some shops. So the big hype train has definitely left the station, and we're now able to finally get our hands on it quite easily. And Kilkerran 12 is a fantastic pick, and I got to pick something else now, you bastard. Sorry, it's before the watershed.
All three of us with the Kilkerrans. That's amazing. Good on them.
Just a quick thanks to John. Thank you for your virtual dram. Thanks for if you want more live streams like this, thanks for keeping this going. Cheers, John. Cheers to you. So what are you gonna pick? Shades man.
Well, I am afraid to say, Mr. First Fill, I didn't do my homework last night, so it is a panic as I came in this morning. So I've grabbed two alternatives because I knew someone would go for the Kilkerran, and I've got Ben Romack because I am a slut Romack these days. The contrast, peat smoke, the core range, in my opinion, is worth kind of overlooking the 10. The 15's good, but they're quite pricey, while the contrast range is where for 50 quid, the value is just stonkingly good. And then I've also got I'm going for a double whammy, the Glasgow 1770, but they're small batch series. So this one is the cognac cask, which is just phenomenal stuff. And it's slightly peated, and it's just, do you have Werve Original Sweets?
Yeah.
We do,
You
yeah.
know, it's like that, but with a bit of smoke, and it just, yeah, that tickles my pickle right some. It's real good. So I've gone for 2 because I couldn't decide between, but my original pick was Kilkerran 12.
On that, the Glasgow one, because I feel like I've actually got a video coming out, so spoiler alert, of like, one of the videos of like whiskies I want to buy, and then I probably shouldn't make the video because then people buy it, and then. But in New Zealand, we don't have the Glasgow. Ben, when I saw him when I was over in Edinburgh, and he helped me with that interview, he gave me a few drams, and it was great. But if you were to go for just one whiskey from their core range, Jeff, is there one that you'd like? Is the one you'd go for, or because I know that I've heard the peated one's quite good. Sherry peated
for
one.
me, their spirit, the peated spirit, shines the most. I am a sucker for like their triple distilled first came out and people didn't like it, and I tried it and I thought it was fine, but nothing amazing. And then they've kind of reworked that recipe. So the triple distilled's good. The original's very good, underrated, lots of fresh fruits. But yeah, their peated spirit is amazing. If you can get the peated cask strength, phenomenal stuff. Or they're like peated and PX, like the one that Vin No Nonsense Whiskey released is amazing. The bourbon maturation that they done with Roy is spectacular, and that's fully non-peated. But for me, their peated stuff is my jam and then some. It's so good.
Oh man,
Yeah, I would agree. I've had a couple of their peated expressions. They had the PX one, and I thought that was really good. And it was inexpensive as well, like very good bang for buck. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like sub 60 quid. They're like small range series, and for what you're getting, Vin's release, I think it's like 60% ABV. And yeah, PX sherry, heavily peated, and just it's banging. Excuse the phraseology, but it is banging.
Going back to your Ben Romick, I saw that you were in one of their Instagram posts, and they had a little video with you in it. I think they refer to you folk as their champions. Yeah.
Yeah,
There was no bottle slapping in that video whatsoever. Did you at least ask them if you could spank something?
On the last day, I charged around. You know how Johnny Depp runs in Pirates of the Caribbean? It was like that, with a bottle in hand, just like prancing across the distillery, getting as many people to spank a bottle as I could. From people who worked in the gift shop to like the people distilling, they all got really involved, and I think they took it a bit too far. It became no longer PG, but it was amazing. Yeah, it's a phenomenal experience. So I'm always trying to be a bit more harsher on Ben Romick now, because it's easy to sing their praises. After I went to the distillery, I did distilling, like they let me turn valves and stuff, which was really stupid of them. So in a few years, if there's a Duff batch, that's me. But it was just, phenomenal experience. And I don't think I took it seriously enough, and I didn't realize how much stuff I'll be using in the marketing. So for their 50-year-old, I semi-jokingly referred to it as rich mahogany and leather-bound books, as in from Anchorman. Like I was just kind of doing a bit, and they didn't pick up on that. And now that we're the official marketing for their 50-year-old whiskey, it's me saying, rich mahogany and leather-bound books.
I hope no one from the brand is watching right now.
They are all good spirits, and the 50 was amazing. And if you ever get a chance, Ben Romack 40, my best whiskey ever.
Wow.
I've got a tiny sample.
Really?
It like the 50 was good, but the 40, it was like 57% ABV, and it was not 40 years old. Like blind, I would have said 21, maybe 18. But it had like, it was a real symphony whiskey. Like, you got the high spirity top notes and then this heavy bass. That was phenomenal. So I've got a little sample back there, and I tried to run away with the bottle, but they caught me.
Man, that's interesting, because I wasn't a huge fan of the I like the 15 more than the 21, but it's interesting. I wonder, as you get older, I wonder if there's just something? Is there something just going on, or maybe they were using more third fill casks? And because I found the 21 a little bit too cask heavy, whereas the 15 I was like is just perfect.
Yeah, no, I think the 15 is their showpiece.
Agreed.
And good reason to say, but that's gone up a lot in price. I bought that like 4 years ago for £40. I think it's like 65 now, 70.
Oh, true.
Which the contrast range, the peat smoke, I love. I want to try peat smoke sherry. Apparently that's spectacular, but
It's
I can't
very
find it
nice.
anywhere.
Very nice.
That's my favorite, and that's that sort of one that's just like, shameless plug. Flavor Map is in that corner, high peat, high sherry, and I found it was kind of like the sort of, I don't know if you guys have played Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
So the fake Crash and there's like real Crash. So I feel like Long Row, like heavily peated, like red is like real Crash, and then the Ben Romick peat smoke sherry was like fake Crash, but it was like so good and like cheaper and was easy to find, especially like 2 years ago. It was just absolutely great.
That is a real deep cut. That is like everyone remembers the PS1 game, but you're talking about like the third game or something.
Yeah, it was too, bro. Yeah. Anyway, there's probably like 7 people who understood that reference.
Hey, you lost me about a minute ago.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Jeff, they're like,
picks?
you bloody kids in your games.
But no, going back, the 15 here, I just looked up the prices, like the conversion. It's still under £50 here. And that one's still my favorite. That like I'm with Phil. I had the 21 and I did enjoy it, but the 15 is just, it's that sherry influence. It's right where it needs to be. And that's still my favorite from the Ben Romick range.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
We got a controversial kind of 2 of my favorite YouTubers.
Ouch.
We know who it is. We know who that is.
Jeff,
Jeff, did you want to go now, mate?
Shall I?
Anyway, what are your picks? What are we on to the? Yeah, did you do your picks?
I think we all did our sort of mid-range picks.
Mid-range. Okay. Should we jump into premium now?
Let's.
So, actually, I'll introduce it. So, for this section is more kind of your premium picks. These are the ones that are like a special occasion whiskey, one that there are certain whiskeys that are kind of like there's something big in your life, or you maybe just got lots of money and you want to buy the best of the best. And this is just like, if money's not kind of an issue, like where you going? What is those whiskey picks? Or maybe money is an issue, but if you to pick one of those kind of like premium picks, which one are you going for? So it could be based on money, it could be not. It's just really based on what you guys like. But let's jump to Barboy.
All right. For this one, I chose. I mean, the predictable one would be. I always kind of rant and rave about Tamdu 18 rather, which I think is probably my favorite sherried 18-year-old whiskey on the market. Have you guys had that one?
Did you say Tamdu? Would you say
Tamdu?
Yeah.
So good.
I've only had a sample of it, but I think Tamdu is so elegant. I had a bottle of the 15 and not the 18. I think that's when I bought the Ben Romick 21 because I wanted to buy an older one, and I sort of like was wondering if maybe I should have got that instead. But I mean, both are great. But yeah, the 18, I've only had a small thing, but yeah, it's that very sort of refined elegance.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones where I've had some, they always compare it to Macallan 18s. And I did a video on the Tamdu a while back, and I said, if money was no object whatsoever, I would still land on the Tamdu. I prefer it. And elegant is very much the right word. It is, sophisticated and elegant and posh. And, it tastes like it tastes like money. Right. So it's one that I'll crack on very special occasions, or if birthdays, that kind of thing. Definitely not a daily driver, but a good one for when you want to treat yourselves.
That sounds banging.
That is good. Yeah. Do you know? Have you tasted many whiskeys that taste like money, Shade Man?
Do I
Shady
look
Jeff.
like a man who's tasted money? Is this the Matt? Does this look like someone who doesn't buy his clothes secondhand? I looked on this video. I thought I'm going to check because I'm sad. I've got a little spreadsheet with every bottle I've brought. I've crossed the £100 once, and that was a 1992 Heroes and Heretics Glenlivet. So it's a birth year whiskey for me. And I thought, if I buy it now, it's only going to get more expensive further down the line. So I bought that, and that's pretty solid. But I love the Signet, Glenmorangie Signet. That's on my wish list. That's just like the beats of Blue Label. It's just the ultimate in flash. And I know alternative videos is like that. It's been covered by you both. And it just kind of highlights as well. Blue Label is very much on a pedestal, but I think Signet should be on that pedestal for non-whiskey drinkers and whiskey drinkers who want a gift. That's the jam. But as I haven't got that, I've gone for this really meaty Woodford Reserve on sommelier cutter finish.
Oh.
So it's a very fancy Woodford Reserve. It's like 160 quid. And for some reason on Amazon, this is 4 years back now. It was there for, I think it was like £60.
Oh, really?
So I was like, yep, let's give that a punt. And it is my wedding cake. So I had chocolate Guinness and sour cherry jam wedding cake. And I don't do cake, but that was good. And that's what this tastes like, chocolate Guinness and sour cherry jam.
Wow.
So every year, my anniversary, this gets poured. But this is the flashes I've got. And yeah, a stonker.
I've got one from 2018. I think this was like the first release from them. And yeah, a lot of the American guys, the bourbon guys, don't really sing its praise, but this is one of the finest bourbons I've had, I think. Woodford Reserves, these, the special releases or what is it called? Batch proof ones. Incredible whiskeys. Really, really good. Some of the best stuff out of the States for me.
Yeah, no. And I like how both Jeffs can just wave our bottles in front of Phil here because we know he's not coming to this party.
He's invited. He can come.
Yeah.
BYOB, bring your own bottle.
Actually, I was going to say that bottle we had of the Redbreast. What was that one we had?
The Whiskey Exchange exclusive cream sherry cask.
Yeah, that was
I've even messaged the Whiskey Exchange and said, please, sir, can I have some more? And just ask for can they send me a little sample? Because it's 300 odd quid a bottle.
That's too expensive
but
for
I
us
think
to buy.
about that whiskey. Yeah, I think about that whiskey a lot. And Redbreast kind of has crushed my dreams a little because they were like a gateway for me massively. The 18 is still great, but very overpriced. The 12 is amazing to get you in, but once you go back to it, it's like watery. You take a tin of shortbread and then you pour water in it. That's the 12 now. And the cask strength is solid. But again, that's like 80 quid now, which seems wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Whiskey Exchange exclusive cream sherry was like cookie dough that's still gristly, rolled up, bit of Oreo ice cream. I talk about that too much still. I do. Like that trip, I don't think about meeting you and all the amazing stuff we've done. I just think about that one bottle.
Well,
I forgot you were there, to be honest.
Well, yeah. I do find with Redbreast actually, because that is the one 12. It's kind of like on my shelf as like someone's coming around who doesn't drink a lot of whiskey, works great for. But I'm totally agree. Like I don't actually reach for it myself anymore. I used to have the 15, which was I was actually people talk about like what's the word? When you go to your shelf and you're like reachability. And like how reachable is a whiskey? How much does it make? Like how often out of 10 times going to your shelf, you're like, I want to have that tonight. And yeah, I'm just not grabbing the 12, but I pour it a lot for people just to show them like, a Scotch, an Irish, and maybe a bourbon, and just to kind of figure out where they are. But no, I agree that the 12 when I first got into it, amazing. But these days it feels you just want a little bit more.
Agree.
So
for me, the Redbreast line is fantastic. They're all really solid whiskeys. But there's a buttermilk or something. There's a note in there that I find across the board, and I enjoy it, but it takes a mood. It's not something that I reach for regularly, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
good.
is a mood whiskey.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it. It's a mood whiskey. If you want something that's like light peaches and cream, I would go in my head straight away is Redbreast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for me, I had a couple of, it's kind of interesting, right? Because I was looking at like my whiskies, and I actually don't have that many kind of over that sort of probably £100 mark or over that $200 New Zealand mark. I actually don't have that many because I think part of my channel is I want to find what are those like good value where taste meets, thing. And I feel like there is those diminishing returns when you do spend a lot more money. So I think for me, I don't have a lot of those super expensive whiskies. There was one that kind of I was thinking about, and it was actually one of these. It was Port Charlotte, not this, but the PAC version. And yeah, I really liked that dram. That was good. That was sort of like, yeah, it was sort of like barbecue meets like sort of it was almost like steak and wine and whiskey, and it was really good. This one's actually just the Isla Barley, just so it's just a prop. But yeah, that was one where I was like, actually, yeah, that was worth the price. There is one that would only probably be relevant to some of you, and not even maybe just Aussie. And I got this recently. It's the Morris single barrel, which is probably my favorite kind of. The Morris Muscat's probably my favorite world whiskey at the moment, and this is like the single barrel one. I guess their version of like a blue label, and yeah, this is just amazing juice. But I know. Anyway, you guys talked about whiskey I didn't have, so now's my turn. So this is one you can't have. You have to just come over and you can try some. But it is fantastic. It's so good. It's the one that I'd go because Wade from McIntyre Malts talked about Morris being like if you could just have one Australian. He was sort of saying the Morris, and this is kind of like, well, if you go to the full extreme, like what is your 21-year-old version of a Morris? This would be it. But yeah, any thoughts on
Yeah,
Port
I was thinking the same, Jeff. I was thinking the same. Come on, give it a rest.
No, you know what? I've actually seen that brand in Taiwan. I think there's one shop that carries it. Yeah. It's not, Australian whiskey's slowly picking up here. Starwards are all over the place nowadays.
I mean, and I'm not and New Zealanders and Australians, like, we like to have this sort of like I don't want to admit that I really like an Australian whiskey, which is kind of a part as well. Like as New Zealanders, you kind of don't want to like Australian whiskey just because it's almost like Canada, America, or
yeah, I just picked up a bourbon, and there's always politics involved. I remember, last year, a couple of years back, I was talking about bourbons, and then some Canadian guy came on. He's like, "You shouldn't be buying bourbons." I'm like, "I will do what I want, thanks."
Have you guys had the Port Charlotte though? The PS, I think I've seen a video of you talking about some of the special.
I've got the whole range. I've got the entire range. I loved most of them a lot. Like there was a couple where I felt, obviously there's this, got to be 8 of them maybe now, 7 or 8. Some are better than others, but I really like the OLC. My favorite is actually the first one where they hadn't even switched over the bottle design yet. And that one's called the CC01. And that one was a cognac cask. And it was phenomenal. I really like brandy casks. When Jeff mentioned his Glasgow cognac peated, I find like peat with a brandy cask is one of my favorite combinations. So that was my favorite from that line. But yeah, I've got the entire line, and it's phenomenal.
Oh man, yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was just top tier. Like if someone's coming around, I knew like peated whiskey, like that was the one I was pouring them. Even sort of over the Octomores and stuff, I was sort of going, actually, this is the one. It's just got this complexity and stuff that's, but yeah, it's not cheap. Nick Keane said the MCO1 was his number 1 pick from those releases. Did you have that one?
I've had all of them, yeah. The MCO1 was very good. In fact, I've got one open right now, and it is one of the better ones. I'm absolutely on board with that.
So for those who don't know, it can be kind of, this is sort of the thing when I was trying to explore this range, they word it really confusingly. I don't know why they go MC01-375. You know, it's sort of like
Just give it a name or something. Yeah, like
yeah, it's
you-
like my old
Port
Hotmail
Charlotte.
address from the 90s
Yeah,
or something.
Port Charlotte R2D2. Like, just give it a proper name, something we can remember. It's an odd naming system, and then it's like you're meant to remember. PC is, or sorry, the MC is, I think, Muscat.
Mm.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but you could just say Muscat, yeah.
And the
It's not that
PAC
hard.
is like, is it Pomerol, like from Bordeaux? Something like that.
PAC is Pauillac, I think.
Pauillac, which is a Bordeaux
Yeah.
wine, I think, which is
There's a
super niche.
Pomerol in there as
You have to be
well.
deep into wine to know what that is. You have to be like proper deep into wine to, yeah.
Which I'm not. Yeah, I just remember. I like, you know, I looked it up because I'm a nerd. But yeah, there's a Pomerol in there as well. Yeah, there's a bunch of wine casks. But the thing is, they'll finish them, or part of the maturation will happen in, you know, whether it's Pauillac or Pomerol. But then you also have a bunch of other things. There's going to be other wine casks or sherry casks in there. So that's not actually the entirety of the maturation. They just kind of picked a cask that they felt sort of like defined the whiskey. But it's confusing names, and it's a confusing, like if you look up the production process, it's rather involved. But good on them, because they do have really good cast play. Like, that is a phenomenal line. So, you know, it's one of the ones, like, it's one of the very few lines where I got backups of pretty much all of them.
Yeah, how good. Do you have anything on your Christmas list that you're wanting?
I did, but actually my buddies ended up getting it for me last month for my birthday, and that one is a Chichibu.
Ah,
So, you know, that one's a
is it
little
good?
bit, Japanese whiskey is always tough. When I talk about it on the channel, I don't know if you guys find the same. People kind of tune out.
Yeah.
Max got that sort of market cornered for his channel, right? But when we talk, we're all more Scotch focused. Every time I talk about Japanese whiskey, I lose a few people. But there's a Chichibu release called, I think it's called On the Way. Tried it at a show a while back and absolutely loved it. And my buddies ordered a bottle in from Japan, and that was the one that I really wanted this year. We cracked it a few weeks back, and it's super good. But
Is that a red wine one?
you know, I don't think it is. No, I don't believe it's red wine. I didn't even, because I'm not, you know, I only do the nerdy stuff when I'm about to review it, and then I look it up. Otherwise, I'm just like, that's good, knock it back. So I don't know the production of it. You know, if it's from Chichibu though, I can vouch for it. Like, I mean, it's one of those like very sort of coveted brands out of Japan, but rightly so. Like, if you guys get your hands on a Chichibu at some point, highly recommend trying it.
This is interesting. I'm back on that Port Charlotte. It's because they got threatened with legal action. The French winemakers don't like them being specific. I actually remember them being something similar to this with champagne. Like, a lot of whiskies that are aged in champagne casks can't use the word champagne, and you kind of have to they used kind of a code word. I can't remember what it is. I remember Unfiltered podcast talking about it. That's interesting. So maybe that's why they're still like Cody and letters. Oh, okay, all right.
I still feel like you could find a name. It doesn't necessarily need to be after that specific cask, right? Like, give it a name. Give it something we can remember.
Yeah, like Swamp
Yeah, like the
Donkey.
Port Charlotte Muskie.
Musky. I like it.
Yeah, Swamp Donk the Honk.
Memorable. What casks? Who cares? I'm buying it.
When you guys come over to Holland, please try Clay Whiskey. It's fantastic. The owner is a great craftsman and host. Well, Simon, we will all come over if you pay for the flights. We'll all come and hang out. I
can vouch. Yeah, I've had at the
have one?
Glasgow Whisky Festival a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow.
That's when I tried. Yeah, it's fantastic.
It is really
Never
good.
heard of them.
Mine was
Never
only
heard
a
of 'em.
3-year-old, and I think it was a 3-year-old. And I was like, this can't, no, there's no way. Yeah, it's really good. But I mean, this was from a few years ago. I think a Patreon sent it to me, but you know, Clay's good.
Good to know.
And yeah, Jay Andrew said had Hunterlang Old and Rare Glenbergie 35 and Noctu 32. Man, yeah, that sounds good. Enjoy those. Enjoy your birthday. That would be a great dram to sip on. and I think the Port Charlotte 18. Anyone had that?
I haven't. I really want to. It's not sold here. And I remember seeing it. So I guess somebody brought it in, and they give it a secondary market price, and it was just absurdly expensive. So I didn't pull the trigger then, but it didn't show up in my market. Did it show up on yours?
Nah, I can't remember. I don't know I think if I did see it, it might have been like super pricey. The thing is, if I'm going to buy a whiskey that's like super pricey, it needs to be something that like, yeah. And I don't really buy that many like super expensive whiskeys. So yeah, it would need to be something
I'm definitely keen. I'm definitely keen, and I love the brand, but I remember watching, I think it was Shane over at Whiskey Lock, and he bought one. He reviewed it, and he said, yeah, it's good, but it's not worth the exorbitant price tag. So I've been a little bit, even if I saw it, I'd be rather skeptical about the price. I'm waiting for some rich fella to buy me a bottle. I don't know why I sounded like a prostitute just there, but
no. We're all in the same boat. No shame here. No shame here. So the Port Charlotte 18, £175, 52.3% ABV. Doesn't say 40 ppm, but it doesn't say anything about the maturation that I can see. But I think Port Charlotte is something that the 10 hits the nail on the head so beautifully because it's younger. And I think, but this is me personally, and it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts. I lean more towards younger whiskey now. Like this, and I am only talking, when I say lean younger, I am just talking about whiskey. I want to make that very clear in case this gets clipped out of context, I am all
I don't
about
have a single joke about that, Jeff. I'm fine. All good, man.
Whiskey is one of the few places in context you can say like, oh, that 18-year-old was delicious. Like really, that's phraseology like that. It's a dangerous game.
Yeah.
I remember one time I opened a video where it says like, this is an 18-year-old that I've been dying to get my hands on.
That's terrible.
Got to choose your words better, man.
I'm so glad it was an 18-year-old though.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I do find that there's several whiskies like that actually. I found the younger ones I've enjoyed a lot more. But yeah, anyway, I probably should let you two go. You got to work in the bar, and then Jeff, you're like you could go off to work now, right? Which Jeff am I talking about?
Yeah, I've got to start working a bit. Got to take a kid to a doctor's appointment, and then it's work. Yeah, the dream.
Yeah.
I'm glad no driving today, so I've been able to have a little sip of the Kilkerran bourbon. Start your day off right. I haven't even had any breakfast yet.
Breakfast of champions.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want to see more of these, just smash the like button. We should do. Do you guys want to see more live streams? Maybe we should do one, the three of us, and I don't know if we can find the right times. I guess over summer, maybe somewhere in my hemisphere. Yeah. So. Beauty. Anything else you want to add? Any other whiskies you want to talk about, or things you want to mention? Shout outs.
The only thing I would say is with Jeff's awesome new bar, it's worth watching on Instagram as well. If you like, make sure you follow them on Instagram because there's some cool looking footage going out there.
Well,
to plug you anyway, not to plug me.
Appreciate the plug, buddy.
I hear that a lot. It's not the first time you said that.
I'm really, this is a family friendly show. Once again, I don't have anything. I have no jokes. One thing I want to throw in.
Jokes. Yeah.
One thing I do want to throw in.
Here we go.
I don't know if it's still on.
Fasten your seatbelt.
No. So the wholesome, whiskey related.
Okay, cool.
Open 12, 2021. One of my favorite Diageo special releases of all time. I saw it the other day. It was on one of the big UK retailers. This might be of interest to you, Jeff. And it was something like £50. It was on sale. I believe it was a Black Friday sale. The 2020, that's the Fox one. It's the special release. Yeah. It's like bourbon, refill bourbon. Phenomenal whiskey. Again, one of my favorites of all time. And if you're in the UK or if you're willing to pay shipping, I think you're going to be saving money one way or the other. That is a great buy. I don't know if it's still up on the site, up on the site. It might have just been like a Black Friday thing. I saw it a couple of days ago, but if it's still there, that is very much worth grabbing.
Yeah, I think it was either Master Malt or the Whiskey Exchange. I think
it was one of the two.
49
I believe
quid or
Master
something.
Malt. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did see that, but sadly it's not there anymore. It's now £105. I almost bought it as well because I haven't got an open on the shelf.
Oh, damn.
No, I'm kicking myself now.
Yeah, I saw that and I thought, okay, that is just an incredible deal. So I just, for anyone who happens to be in the UK or orders from Master Malt, like that is a wild bang for buck, bottle.
That's what I think the best whiskey, like value for money whiskey I got this year was that Singleton 19 for like 120 New Zealand, which is like £60, I think, maybe less. Which is just for a 19-year-old whiskey. And it's not the best 19-year-old whiskey, but I just think in terms of but it's better than most of my whiskeys. So yeah, I don't know what is it just Diageo have just are trying to get rid of the stock to do the next, I don't know what they're doing, but some of those deals are just absolutely insane.
Yeah. It's a strange move Diageo are doing. So I keep quite a track on Diageo, and I've done like a little series kind of covering it, and I've got my next one in the pipeline. And they're kind of flipping themselves around now, and they're wanting to. I don't know if it's the new CEO who used to work at Tesco's, which is a supermarket chain in the UK, or it's something like that along those lines. I'm still early morning here, but yeah, they're wanting to move away now from premiumization.
Oh, good.
So with your Talisker 18, that's become a premium product. Lagavulin 16 is a premium product, and with the premium market now crumbling, I think their plan is to kind of turn things around. So I can only assume they're trying to get as many old stock gone to kind of do this whole new reface. The latest release, the 2025, I think was slightly better in price than previous years. But I don't know how much better. It's still very, very pricey for what it is, I think.
You know what I love?
This big Diageo spin.
I'd love to see when Glenlivet did the illicit still, I loved that whiskey, and I'd love to see Diageo do the same thing for a bunch of their brands. Like, what's a Ben Rennis illicit still? What's a is it Craigamore?
Craigamore,
yeah,
good brand.
That spirit is so good. I just wish there was a 12-year-old at 46% unchill filtered or something. I don't know. Man, that would be good. So I don't know if Diageo would ever watch us three swamp donkeys, but
the answer to that is no. But I would agree. I've noticed a bit of a trend where, in some cases, definitely not all cases, in some cases, whiskey prices are falling, at least here in Taiwan. So I can now get Lagavulin 16 for less than 60 pounds, or sorry, 50 pounds rather.
right.
We have a few things that a couple of years back they were way up here, and they're starting to come back down to earth. Obviously the slowdown is very much causing that, but I don't hate it, So as a consumer, it's nice to see that things coming back down. And the Diageo special release line, I mean, I think that might be as close as we're ever going to get, to the illicit still type thing. But if, you see a deal on it, and it seems like every time I mention them now, there's someone in the comments saying there's a deal on it here. There's a deal on it here. It's on sale here. So it seems like at least the ones from previous years are getting more available and more affordable, which is good news. They are the special release line. I mean, you love to hate it, but I also just, they're really good whiskeys. A lot of them are really, really good,
Yeah, well, most of them are cask strength. And I mean, if you're paying less than $100 US on some of these bottles, I mean, then suddenly they're incredible whiskeys. Anyway, I won't keep you two any longer. I'll let you guys head off. But it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you boys, and hopefully again soon. And hopefully we can come to your bar. And,
we'll try and find somebody who's willing to fund. If anyone out there wants to buy Jeff and Phil some plane tickets,
when I was at
quality content, sexual favors, whatever you need, we'll make it happen.
Tasteful nudes for tickets.
When I was
but that's why we call you Shady Jeff.
when we were at the awards last year with Jeff Whiskey, he does this weird rhino dance thing. It's really good. So he'll bring that out. His dance moves are quite unique.
Devastated that I missed that. Very keen to see it.
And the people at the event were also devastated. The destruction they've never seen before.
All right, cool. Cheers, guys. We'll catch you later.
All right, thanks for having us, man. Cheers.
See ya.
Take care, fellas.
All right, thanks for that. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe to G Whisky and Jeff Whisky. I'll leave some links down in the description. So, yeah, great channels. And if you haven't for Christmas yet, Flavor Tree. Get one of those. And yeah, good to see you. Good to see your faces. It feels good to stream again. I want to do more of these. And yeah, thanks for watching along. But above all, make sure you explore, share, and enjoy. Beauty.